When I was in fourth grade, I remember my teacher having all of us read something, say it, write it, and do it. I remember being frustrated because it was so much more work. I wondered why I couldn't just read something. My teacher knew about different learning styles that people have and knew that the best way to teach the entire class was to utilize the different learning styles. She did not have us use all 7, but they were close enough that everyone would have more of a chance to learn the topic that was being taught. According to EHOW, people were first interested in learning differences in 1904 when Alfred Binet, a French psychologist, developed the first intelligence test. Unfortunately, society got distracted by IQs and academic achievements for the next 50 years, and research on learning styles came to a halt. When society got back into the researching game, they really went for it. Benjamin Bloom developed Bloom's taxonomy in 1956, which helped to define the learning style differences. The Myers-Briggs type indicator was developed in 1962, and the Dun learning style model was developed in 1976. From the 1980s to present day, the education system has really tried to focus on different learning styles so that each child has the same opportunities to learn. That explains why my teacher in fourth grade really focused on teaching students in many different ways. She often quoted Sandra Reef, saying that students retain 10% of what they read, 20% of what they hear, 30% of what they see, 50% of what they see and hear, 70% of what they say, and 90% of what they say and do. Teachers are really wanting to get students to retain what they learn throughout school. So now the question might be in your head. What are the learning styles? According to Learning Styles Online, there are 7 different learning styles that people may have. The first is the visual learning style. This means that a person likes to see pictures or images in order to learn more about something. An example could be a child needing to see a picture of an animal to see which animal is which. The second is the oral style of learning. This means that a person likes to learn using sound and music. Kindergarten teachers often teach the months of the year, the states in the US, and other things through singing a song about it. I personally still remember the state song and often have to sing it to remember what all the states are. The third style of learning is the verbal style. This means that a person likes to learn from words. These words can be written or spoken, but there has to be words. Some people can listen through a lecture and remember all of the important parts of it. Even if they can't remember all of the important parts, they might write down key words on their notes so that they can remember later. The next learning style is the physical learning style. This means that a person learns through touch and using their body. If you've ever heard a person say, "They can tell me how to do that as many times as they want, but I will not learn it until I get to do it myself," that person is a physical learner. The next learning style is the logical learning style. This means that a person learns through logic and reasoning. They can pick out logical flaws in people's arguments, and they can also pick up on patterns and tend to make lists of things that they need to do and put them in order from the highest priority to the lowest priority. The next learning style is the social learning style. This means that a person learns best in groups. They love to discuss topics with others and learn from them. A perfect example of this is any group work that we may have here at BYU Idaho. We can learn as we discuss the topics with other people. And the final style of learning is the solitary style. This means that a person learns best by themselves. They're best with self-study, and they might get distracted by everyone when working in a group. They just don't get the most out of it. So these are the styles of learning. You may have noticed that you might fall into more than one category, and this is totally normal. Nobody uses only one form of learning. We generally have a combination of many different learning styles. Sometimes a person may learn better by doing something, and sometimes a person may learn better by hearing something. This is why we need to utilize different learning styles in our lives, just as my teacher allowed us to back in fourth grade.